Let's tie a classic Rainbow Warrior today. It's an easy fly to tie. So like usual, we'll tie the base on, and I'm using white this time. Wrap your tag around the thread and then continue wrapping toward the back until you get a little past the point. First we got to clip the tag there. And then we're going to continue going a little past the point. We have the thread going right beside each other to keep the white. And I use white because we're going to use the pearl tinsel later, and it makes the pearl brighter. So we just stop there now, holding your finger on each side of the fly with the tail on the top. Wrap a loop around it, and I'm using the microfibers brown. And actually I'm putting just a little too much thread on here. So if you want to be a little more sparse, you want to cut back on that. Now we're going to tie the tinsel on there, and I'm using the blue steel hollow point tinsel from Orvis, and I found that the hollow point, I like it. The colors are bold, and it really pops on this fly. So we're going to continue wrapping in the same direction, and always when you're wrapping your thread, wrap it in the same direction. Wrap your materials in the same direction. So I moved the fly thread out a little bit, so it gave me some room to start wrapping the tinsel. I'm laying it flat, and here's what happens if you let go of it, it'll sort of pop loose. Oh, there we go. So just pull it back flat again and then continue wrapping it around. You don't have to necessarily start over unless it's wrapped. So as we wrap it, I pinch it down, and we'll wrap it all the way up to right behind the head. And notice to keep that tension on, I keep my finger on there. Now I'm pulling in the excess of the thread. I'm getting the thread right up there near the tag. We're going to go around behind the tag, and then we're going to loop it back up behind the head. We're going to clip the tag, and sometimes it takes a minute to get the whipping tool on. I've done this 1,000 times, but sometimes I'll do it the wrong way there. So I left this in there to just show, this sort of thing happens. So I just had it in the wrong hand. I guess it's an old guy thing. So we'll do a quick whip knot. We'll pull the tool down to the fly. Now that time I broke the thread off, which isn't the best way to do it, but since we're going to loop this red thread on there that we're going to use for the collar, it's okay in this case. I'm going to cut the tag, and we're going to pinch off just a little bit of the brown and rainbow, or actually got some Flashabou mixed in there with the brown. Just a very tiny bit on here because this is a size 16, and we can overwhelm it too quick with too much dubbing. So we're going to wrap that around there a couple of times to get it just covered, and then we're going to put the thread right behind the head, wrap it around a few times, and then we'll get the whipping tool out. Do it right this time. I'm just going to wrap it around about 4 or 5 times just to give a little bit of a red collar. I mean, we could have done this in black or tan as well. Now trim the tag. There we go. Now we're gonna trim up the excess dubbing there. And you don't have to trim off every bit of it. I just don't like the long straggling ones. It's not quite right for this type of fly. Finally, we're going to get our UV epoxy. This is flow thickness. We're going to put it on the body there. We're going to put our light around it for about 10 seconds. And that's what's going to give it a pop. It also makes that tinsel more durable. There we go. Get it covered real good. So there you go. That is a Rainbow Warrior classic version on a nymph hook.